So while that's doing its thing, I thought I'd just give you a little bit of background, and the cats are wanting to go out because I'm going to go out. So they're like, if you hear scratching in the background, that's Rocket over there going, Mummy, open the back door. Anyway, I had guidance come through yesterday morning. Was it yesterday morning or the day before? No, the day before, Monday morning. I really felt the need to be with nature. Went to go, it was pouring hard with rain, ended up in Sainsbury's, and ironically then I had a ranger, like I was literally walking in the rain was when they're like, you got to quit the sugar, quit this will help you for the next 5 days at least. Don't like say like forever, because that would be too hard. And I'd heard Aaron talking about this, Aaron Doughty, about him doing a similar thing with like being away and weight. And synchronicity of hearing what he was saying, thought, yeah, I put a time limit on, and they were saying, well, you've had 9 days to prepare, it's the 18th today, and then 9 days will take you right through the solstice. So for this sacred cycle of nine, and then there'd be 9 days, I think, of something, excuse me. So smelt flour was a suggestion from my best friend in Australia. I'm just going to check that bread that I've not quite ready. Oh, I might put a bit too much water in. Yes, I know. Say hello, Summer. Hmm? No. She wants to go out, madam. I had said to her about the flour and processed stuff, and she said try smelt flour, and I tried. For the top of my wedding cake was homemade smelt flour by the cake lady. Amazing. Didn't touch my stomach, so it really was so much better than the bought stuff, which at the moment, and it's not all the time, but certainly when we've got these high frequencies, my guidance is coming in and I'm kind of ignoring it, but my body's just reminding me. It's just going, no, it goes straight through me. Any of this processed stuff during the high frequency time, my body just doesn't want it. Doesn't want the density of it. It doesn't resonate with it at all. And when I don't listen, I have to suffer the consequences. So you say, well, it's flared up during those times, possibly. But whatever the case, whether it's my belief systems helping me out to break these patterns, irrelevant for me. This is the process. So for the next however many days. So day 1, I did pretty well with my stuff. And then day 2, yesterday, I completely failed. Hand on heart, completely failed. In fact, I ended up having, although it was seeded bread and brown bread, it was still bread. So I had the flour and my homemade Hawthorn, which was meant to be ketchup, ended more like jam, was slightly more thick because we didn't have as many berries this batch. So again, it was quite sweet. So there was sugar in that and the flour, which I had it on toast. So I thought, okay. And that was like sort of lunchtime, that with some beans on toast. In the morning, I did quite well because I had quinoa instead of porridge for breakfast. But obviously it's quite late. I need to prep more for it. So as my Healthy Habits Club coach is always telling us, preparation is key to setting us up so we don't fail. So this morning I thought to myself, oh gosh, I'm going out. If I don't eat something now, I'm going to get to where we're going for this coffee morning and cave with all of the sweet treats there because it's food porn, basically. So I am thinking to myself, no, not going to do that. I'm going to make sure that I put something in place. So I've made myself, so to have that bread thing in my brain thinks it's had it, this little using smelt flour. So I'm not 100% because it's still flour, but it's a step in the right direction. And I'm not going to beat myself up for that, but I'm going to take more and more steps so I can have some cow, I can have some avocado. So alkaline diet is what they were saying as well, and has cut out as much of the 5 poisons. So I don't really eat white rice, which is one of them. I don't eat milk and dairy, which is the other. Sugar is the main one that I have, and white sugar's not even vegan. So, but you can't obviously, when you're out, guarantee what sugar's being used, whether it's the brown sugar that is vegan or not. Flour is hard also especially when you're out to do. But you can go for salads. I mean, there are lots of places, warm salads and things, where flour won't be in, and more nuts and things. But that can get pricey. Taking fruit's fine. And I'm not cutting out sugars in terms of all sugars. Fruit, that's the whole misconception. Fruit and veg are good. They are good for your body. What anyone says. Now, I know that people will argue, yeah, but that's high in fruits and some, blah, blah, blah. I'm on about the heavily processed sugars. And this is why the smelt flour seems to be a little bit better, because it's more traditional grounded. It's not used, they don't use chemicals to make it. It's made with stone, like it used to be, which is what, for me, all of the process, instead of using the traditional, I suppose, more labour intensive things, they use the chemicals to do it, and that obviously affects me. I knew that with coffee. Years ago, I was on holiday with my ex-flatmate from uni, and we were in Cuba. And coffee, I could never drink it. Normally, my stomach would burn. We had it fresh from the fields. Didn't touch my stomach. And I realised it's the processing. And it was beautiful, actually. Really, really good. So it's the processing, whatever's done in the processing or whatever they put in preservative-wise, that would affect my little kiss back where I've shoved my hair up quickly. Anyway, just thought I'd give you a little update on my failure, and that and before I would have thought, oh, well, then I won't bother. And a lot of people, oh, well, you fail at the first hurdle. But an amazing coach, I need to remember his name now. I can't remember his name. I'll have to quote about it later. But basically, coach that used to run Gorillas in Maidstone, he suggested this, and I thought, yeah, actually, that's pretty good. Why did I not think of that? You know, only doing a little bit is better than doing none. So if you go to the gym, or you set yourself, I'm going to work out for an hour, and you only do 10 minutes, you think you failed. But actually, no, you haven't, because you've tried. You may have only done 10 minutes, but that's 10 minutes more than nothing. So 10 minutes better than an hour. And each time in incrementations, always remember incrementation. So, okay, I failed yesterday with my lunches, but I succeeded with my breakfasts and my dinners. So fingers crossed, just those little, working towards, every little helps. And every little helps, certainly, from my stomach. And I can feel it, because obviously if I fail, it's like reset. Body goes reset. And at the moment, because it wants to be at a certain level for me personally on this journey that I've picked, or that my guides have picked for me, and that subconsciously, obviously, I've agreed to, I need to hold that more light as a container for light. I need to have more light in my body, and less of the density. And these processed foods just don't work for that. And when we've got these high waves of frequency energy and access to them, it affects the body. So if that is your journey, you might be finding that you are perhaps suffering a little bit, but you don't need to suffer. And your journey may not be mine, but hopefully my journey might inspire you in your own wants and desires. So love and blessings for your day on this beautiful Wellness Wednesday. I'm off to push another boundary. One of my comfort zones is getting back out there and driving. So I'm off to a meeting to meet some wonderful, amazing women and network. So I will perhaps share some of that along the way. Blessings for your day.